The FIFA Confederations Cup is without doubt one of the highlights of the football calendar. Including the champions of each continent and the future FIFA World Cup hosts, this is an event which not only showcases the best in the game, it provides a mouth-watering appetizer for the following year's delights. The 2013 event in Brazil created headlines around the world, and there was some exceptional action. 6 new stadiums and 8 top teams split into 2 groups. This was a tournament to remember. Ricardo Trade is head of the local organising committee.
The atmosphere inside the stadiums has been wonderful. The standard of the grounds was very different to what is normal in Brazil. Things like numbered seating. And this is the sort of thing that's a good legacy. The quality of service for the fans. There's organised transport. Adequate transport planning across cities, offering fans the best way to arrive at games. Adequate transport for the media. Teams travelling between the 6 cities involved in the Cup using private planes. The preparation we've done with training facilities has been good. Of course, we've still had issues, and there are things we can improve on. The access to the training centre in Recife, for example. But overall, looking at the event in general, we can say it was very successful, obviously. There are details that must be improved, but that's what we'll be doing.
Group A was headed by Brazil, with Italy reckoned to be their main rivals. The Azzurri were representing Europe, as Spain were already world champions when they beat Italy 4-0 in the continental final. The first match was in one of those brand new stadiums, the Estadio Nacional in the capital Brasilia, packed to the rafters with almost 70,000 fans eager to see their favourites overcome Japan, the champions of Asia. They didn't have long to wait, just 3 minutes played when the young superstar Neymar reminded everyone just how good he is. That outstanding early strike was followed by another from Paulinho, and a 3-0 win was wrapped up late on by Joe, the first of 3 group victories which put them in the semi-final. Though they lost 4-2 to Brazil, Italy made the Group A runners-up spot their own. A 2-1 win over Mexico was first, but that was followed by a helter-skelter encounter with Japan. Asia's finest led 2-0, but Italy scored the next 3 before Shinji Okazaki brought the scores level with 20 minutes still to play. A fine game was eventually decided by Sebastian Giovinco, close to full time. Italy were in the last 4. So to Group B, how would Spain do? World and European champions, ranked the #1 team virtually every month for 5 years. There are those who say their style of play has run its course. Uruguay, Copa America winners, would test that notion. Spain answered all the questions pretty well. They went into a 2-goal lead before half-time, and a late Luis Suarez strike didn't faze them. 2 more victories followed. They qualified top of the group. Unlike the Spanish, Tahiti were never expecting any other than last place. This is by far the biggest tournament the Pacific Islanders had ever been to, and rather than defend, Oceania's champion showed some commendable enterprise. It led to a goal in the 6-1 defeat to Nigeria, though they conceded a total of 24 in their 3 matches. The second semi-finalists would be decided between Uruguay and Nigeria, the champions of Africa. The match swung one way and then the other, with the scores level at half-time after Mikel equalised Lugano's opener. However, not long after the break, Diego Forlan restored Uruguay's lead, and that was that. La Celeste had booked their semi-final berth. Brazil versus Uruguay, Spain versus Italy, an ideal semi-final lineup. On the field, the tournament was a major success. The matches were high-scoring, and average attendances of over 50,000 bode well for next year. In fact, only 1 game failed to provide any goals. Once Brazil had beaten Uruguay in the first semi-final, attention turned to Spain against Italy. This may have been a repeat of the European Championship final, but a year is a long time in football. After being thumped 12 months ago, Italy fought Spain to a standstill, and the match went to penalties. With the score at 6-all, Leonardo Bonucci missed, leaving Jesus Navas the chance to put Spain through. It meant the final everyone had hoped for and expected. Brazil versus Spain. Brazil have slumped in the rankings thanks to a lack of competitive games, but it's a misleading position. In the cauldron that was the Maracanã, they handed Spain their biggest hiding in a competitive international since 1985. Two minutes in, Fred scored the first to send 73,000 fans wild. Just before half-time, Neymar, the superstar, added the second. It was his fourth of the tournament, not enough for the golden shoe, but his was a richly deserved golden ball as the best player. And Brazil's third, once more from Fred, wrapped up a well-deserved 3-0 victory.
We can now carry ourselves with a bit more confidence. We know that we're more than capable, and perhaps we'll even reach a higher standard than we did today. When that happens, we can imagine that we might be one of the 4, 5 or 6 favourites for the next World Cup.
So Brazil lift the FIFA Confederations Cup once again. An omen for next year, perhaps? Those were Brazil's first competitive matches for 2 years, and 5 straight wins helped them shoot up 13 places to number 9 in the latest FIFA Coca-Cola World Ranking. Colombia are up to number 3, while Belgium enter the top 10 for the very first time. Sadly, Tahiti's brave performances in Brazil all ended in heavy defeats, and it's meant they've slipped 16 places to 154. It makes them the 3rd highest rated team in Oceania, behind New Zealand and New Caledonia. Highest climbers in a very busy month was Senegal, up 25 places to number 74. It came on the back of a win in Liberia and a draw in Angola, which leaves them with a good chance of winning their group in FIFA World Cup qualifying.